So I'm camping at this spot tonight. We're sleeping at this spot tonight. It's an abandoned dentist office or something. Very out in the open, very obvious. But I just walked for an hour to try to find something. I couldn't find much out here just outside of Knoxville. So what I'll do is I'll just sleep here. And if I get woken up in the morning, I still got 6 hours of sleep before I get woken up. So sometimes you gotta wake up with a cop telling you put your hands up. So it's got a ride to Cleveland, Tennessee. I think I'm only like 15 or 20 miles away from Chattanooga now, the second ride of the day. But also, I'm high up in the mountains now, and finally I get to hear these cicadas, the deafening sound of cicadas, which is cool when you're trying to make a video in public and you gotta yell over it like a weirdo. But yeah, I might keep trying to hitchhike today. The on-ramp's right there, I'm not far. Basically that road right there. If not, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll just get back to it tomorrow, but I'm so close. I'm like right there. So I might just take tonight to get my bearings and figure out what I'm doing, make a plan of action, and go from there. You almost got like, I'm in Cleveland, Tennessee, and this chicken just came out of nowhere. You always got like wild chickens hanging around. I had all these big plans last night. None of them involved me laying on the floor of my own motel room and sleeping on there. But I sleep on the ground anyway for fun, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But I went to the gas station over here after my live last night, and there's a girl sitting in front of the gas station on the curb, just looking like the most miserable. So I was like, "You look happy. What's going on?" And they, told me their boyfriend stranded them out here like 6 hours before that. They had to walk on the interstate for a while. So I was like, look, I got a motel room. You can have the bed. I'll lay on the floor. Nothing weird, or hell, you can just have the whole room, whatever you want. You know what I mean? I don't want you out here. So she just got picked up. I'm going to go live here in a second. But for anyone that was, expecting me to do certain things last night, I said I was going to do. That's why I wasn't around. And then for anyone that's in my Discord, this is the update to that situation. But yeah, no big deal. She just got picked up. Everything's fine. Really sweet kid too. But I don't know, I'm sick of doing good things. Now, we're only doing bad things from now on. I'm gonna make babies cry and stuff like that. We're gonna enter a villain era on TikTok and social media here in a moment. Maybe write some bad checks. So I find myself in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Got a ride today. I was here over 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I was here. I just started traveling. I was only traveling for 3 months. I was here for a day and a half. And while I knew it was beautiful, I didn't know how beautiful. Even just pulling in this last hitchhike and seeing all the different sites for a brief moment. And what am I talking about? The comparison. I've been all around the country now. I've been at this for almost 3 years. I've been, everywhere, you know, and it's breathtaking out here. So I had no basis for comparison before, you know. Scanning it with my other phone. So I'm out here in the Chattanooga Railroad Museum, and you can see here some of these cars used to actually have mail slots on the side. You put your mail directly in there, but they load that wagon up, and then they load the truck up with the wagon, right? Why that's important is because they have that right over here. You have the wagon here, which would be loaded up right from the boxcar, filled with mail. And freight trains still move mail today, it's just different, you know. And then the truck itself, an old buy bond stamps poster. I don't know if this guy's qualified to drive or not. I figured I'd share that with y'all real quick.
I'll probably sit in the truck side. Slow you down, man.
So that's the really old cabooses. Cabooses? I don't know how you say it plural. That's your really old caboose because it has that top viewer. Then the trains got too tall. And you see the one over there has the side viewer. Might be hard to see with the phone. But it has that side view because the trains eventually got too tall. Eventually they got too wide too. They stopped using cabooses back in the late 90s. 1998, I believe, is when they became obsolete. We have the flashing rear end device, or a FRED, that relays the air pressure to the engineer up front. And then the engines can go forward and reverse. You no longer need turntables as much and things like that. So that's when the 5-man crew became a 2-man crew. Now it's just conductor and engineer. The engineer does everything with the engines, including driving the train. And the conductor does everything outside the train. You know, uncoupling cars, setting brakes and stuff like that, manual brakes to lock the trains down. The more you know. So I'm spraying all my stuff with the permethrin and insecticide. Took some chiggers. That's my ground tarp. That's my regular tarp. Both ripstop polyester. Then all my clothes, letting that all dry out. The stuff is toxic to cats, but only when it's wet. Not when it's dry, so I can spray it indoors. I got that fan going on full blast just to help with the air circulation in here. I'm spraying this down. I'm going to go in sweeping motions like this. Just let it all get into the fabric. This is my Gore-Tex bivvy, so it's not going to be touching my skin anyway. I'm not going to spray my sleeping bag with it. Just spray everything down, get it nice and saturated. And then again, this helps with ticks, chiggers. Mosquitoes won't bite you through clothing, but in exposed skin they still will. So you still need a little bit of DEET. I use it on my shirt collars and stuff like that. But I won't need to worry about them biting like through clothing and stuff like that. So with a long sleeve shirt on, with a little bit of DEET on all my collars and stuff like that, tucking my pants into my boots, I won't have much concern for mosquitoes even. I'm trying to not use, I usually use a thermocell as I'm traveling. It's my 4th summer out, so I'm trying to avoid that this year. So hopefully I can just use like little citronella candles and stuff like that in really bad areas, and just let the DEET and permethrin, again it's spelled like this, the DEET and permethrin keep me from getting too bit up at least. It's going to happen no matter what, doing what I do, but any little bit of help, you know. An uncomfortable night of sleep is still a night of sleep, but it's just the idea of getting some sleep. I got my boots over there drying too. Just drying all my stuff out here. I'm gonna be heading out. Good stretch. Gonna be heading out to Chattanooga tonight or tomorrow. I'd like to stay longer, but I'm gonna go to Little Rock and figure it out from there. Pretty sure I'm gonna head out to Kansas and then Colorado, but I'm not sure. It all depends how long everything takes, where I end up. Hopefully I'll be in Little Rock within a week, but you never know with what I do. So stay tuned and all that. But I want to make this video just in case I'm alive for a couple days, because I'll be on a train. You know, don't be alarmed. Don't feel a need to call any hospitals or morgues. But stay tuned, y'all. See what I can get into. Dramatically go over. Waiting a long time. That's what the game is all about. Just waiting, you know. Been 7 hours so far. Probably be another 7 before I even see my train. It might not even stop, you know. But just patience, you know, breeds patience, this entire lifestyle. And then when I get on that train, the adrenaline rush, chasing down that train car, jumping on, throwing all my stuff on, you know, makes it all worth it. Or I consider it a bust and I leave. One of the two. Give you some train riding 101 here. But you can tell these tracks are used. I've been here for about 6 hours now. But you can tell they're used because of that sheen on it. It's almost reflective. Let me get the camera closer. It's almost reflective. Like a mirror. If it hasn't been used in a day or two, even in this area with the humidity they have, you'd see rust all on the top of the track. So something's gonna come. Like I said, I've had 2 trains come by, not in the direction I'm going in, but hopefully something soon. But it's all a waiting game. 95% of everything we do is just sitting down and waiting, which is nice. Time for self-reflection, to read, edit a video, you know, talk to my people, whatever. The weight of the wait, as Shoestring said it. Plus, it's beautiful out here, you know? Whew. I waited 20 hours. Finally got on a train. I was about to give up. Took a little nap and everything, but I'll finish my sleep off when this thing starts rolling. And I don't know if this thing's gonna go anywhere, but the train pulled up and I hopped on it. It's facing the right direction. So hope it all works out. Knoxville. If it cut to the left, I'd be going down to Birmingham. I'm glad this train's Nashville. That's where I want to go. Try to get to Little Rock, Arkansas. stops, I'll probably hop off of it. But it's just a sketchy spot to hop off. There's just nowhere to really walk. You know, so if it stopped right here, I wouldn't get off. It's out of safety. But hopefully it pulls forward a little bit more. It's been slowing down. And it'll probably stop for clearance before it lands in the yard. So hopefully I'll hop off real quick, and then I'll probably hitchhike over to Memphis, and then grab a freight train from Memphis out to Arkansas. I'm seeing somebody out in Little Rock. I haven't seen them since the whole shoestring situation started about 2.5 months ago. So I would like to keep my relationship. So I'm gonna go over there, and I'll probably take 2 or 3 days just to hang out, and then go do some outdoor stuff I like doing out there in that area, and then get back to it. You know, probably have to Kansas and Colorado after that, but you never know what I'm gonna do for real, because I'm random, you know. But hopefully I can get off this train. It's stopping now. Again, it's a bad spot. There's no clearance to hide from trains coming by, so it looks like I'm not getting off here. We'll see what happens. Hop off here. I hop off here. I don't have a lot of time. I gotta get the hell off these tracks before the train comes that way. I can tuck to the side over there. It's not too far, but I gotta go before it gets here. I got all that room to the left now to run if I gotta get out of the way. Those wires, though, that's what I'm looking for to get to. Usually wires like that are gonna be well maintained, so that they'll be at least a little bit mowed. I might have to do some bushwhacking, but it'll probably be cleared out. I can get out of here like that. I'm not trying to crawl through all that if I can avoid it. I will if I have to. I've done it, but I go for the path of least resistance, you know? Getting old. I decided to stop here and wait. I heard a train horn coming from behind me, and there is another track back there, so it might be just a cross track, but I'll be fine. I can hear it. I'm paying attention, you know, but I don't want the rail crews to ever think, you know, they ever feel uncomfortable and nervous, someone walking on the tracks and stuff like that. So try to be considerate. I'm just gonna wait for this thing to move. The train, this is the train I rode in on, and again, I'm outside of Nashville, and once that leaves, I'll jump back on the track because then I'll have more room to maneuver if I have to. Yeah, I hear it. It's coming from back that way. Bye, train. Goodbye, train. You were a good train. The best train. Look at that, walked all that. My train car is still way back there. Yeah, it's getting used to walking, I guess. So this here is called a frog. It's where 2 tracks meet. This here is called a frog. You got the switch, the track that switches over there to tell that train. So you got the switch over there. That's automated. You got the switch over there, and this is siding for the train side out. And on the left there is industry. It goes off the industry. So someone on a computer probably 100 miles away will hit that switch and send the train in this direction. And then you have the frog here. The frog shows, so that's the electrical box to the right that handles all the signals and switches and stuff, powers all that. You have the switch right there. There's manual switches. That's not one of those. It's not quite automated. It's, you know, someone on a computer hundreds of miles away probably controls it. But this is a siding. You got the 2 tracks here. It's not a double main. Double main means you have 2 tracks the whole way. This is just a siding where trains side out and wait for each other. And then you have this industry to the left here, right? So then you have the frog. This is where the 2 tracks meet. They put a frog in place. So the train coming this way will stay in that groove there. The train coming that way goes on that groove there. And then obviously they'll switch for the industry to the right, or it'll stay on this track here on the main line. You can ride these. I don't know if they will get the doors open, but I usually grab something else. Sometimes you'll find the doors already open and shit, but I don't like going in between the train cars. There's no ladders or anything like that on the inside. So you gotta stand on there with power between two train cars and hope it doesn't start moving. So I usually don't mess with it. I'm just pretending to take a video because the crew, the train drove by me and recognized me, and they're gonna put me on the Memphis, but the boss is here, so I gotta pretend I'm not getting on that train, so I'm doing this instead.